What's up, everybody? Thanks for stopping by Killer Off-Road Hobbies. And today, as you can see, we are doing a first look video on a new product from Traxxas. This is the 1/7 scale Traxxas UDR, or Ultimate Desert Racer. Let's check this thing out. Alright everybody, so kind of a little backstory. I went down to my local hobby shop to ask them if they knew anything about the second wave or third wave, whatever wave of releases of the eRevo 2.0, and when he might get one in stock, when they might be releasing a new wave and everything. And in the midst of talking to him, I saw this thing out of the corner of my eye. It was just sitting up on the shelf, all pretty, looking like it is right now, and I could not resist. I had to have this thing. Yeah, this thing just looks amazing. So let's go over a little bit of what you get with this thing, and let me just say right out of the gate that this is the most scale looking RC I have ever seen in my life. This thing puts the Losi Baja Ray to shame as far as scale look. Yeah, it's just scale. This thing is very, very scale looking. I'll give you guys a pan over while I talk to you. Okay, so as I said, this thing is a 1/7 scale four-wheel drive off-road Baja style truck, or trophy style truck, whatever you would like to call it. It does come 3 to 6S capable. It does have a 2200 kV Valenion motor in there. Basically, it's Traxxas. Everything's waterproof. It is said to have a 50+ mile/hour speed capability on 6S. That is something I will actually test on this truck. I will actually throw a GPS on this and see if we can get it up to over and or around 50 miles per hour, because this thing is a little bit heavy, coming in at 13 pounds according to Traxxas dry. That would be without batteries. I haven't weighed this thing personally, but that's what Traxxas claims that it is. It's about 13 pounds, maybe just a scotch over. Now this thing does come with the 2075 steering servo. I'm not sure of the torque and or speed on that thing, but from turning this thing on and testing it a little bit, it does seem to have good speed and decent torque at least. Now it does have CVDs in the front, and they are 6mm shafts. I mean, that is pretty rowdy, especially for running these smaller tires. These are not tiny tires, but they are relatively small compared to like monster truck tires or truggy tires. So, you know, that steering servo should be plenty to turn these, and those 6mm shafts shouldn't break. I wouldn't think they would, and they are steel. They are not plastic, they are steel. Now this thing does come in at about 27 inches long. It's about 10 inches high, and it's about 13.5 inches wide. So yeah, this thing is a beast. I mean, I'm a pretty big guy, and yeah, this thing's a beast. It is massive, massive, massive. So that's basically the general style of it. It does have a solid rear axle. We'll take a look at that in a little bit, but it is spooled as well. So the rear tires will just spin together all the time, no matter what. Going over a little bit of the boring stuff before we come back to the truck, but you do get the good old Traxxas TQI 2.4 gigahertz transmitter. I really do like this transmitter. It's nice and open for how funky I hold my transmitters. It does have the multi-function. It is what adjusts your Traxxas stability manager or management, the TSM. So it does have that. It does have your steering trim, and it does have a 50-50 or 70-30 switch right here to give you better you know, whatever you like on your trigger. If you'd like 70-30, so 7, it'll click it up, as you can see, and give you a little more throttle control, and then back to 50-50. Now it does have a menu option that you can go through using these two little buttons, and all you have to do is look at the LED, the blinks on it, and it has a thing in the manual that tells you what you're going through. Now this does run on 4 AA's, and as I said, it is 2.4 gigahertz, so you know, we shouldn't have any range issues. You can get out there, play with a buddy, all that stuff without having to worry. Now it does come with a couple select parts, and it's got a huge thing that just has a bunch of information about, you know, lipo safety and everything. This doesn't have really anything to do with this truck, just kind of tells you about, like, you know, the transmitter and a little bit about the ESC and stuff. But here's the gem. This little guy right here has all your information. Has your blow-ups, you even has the thing to fill out for warranty if you have anything go out on you. This blow-ups shows you every little piece and part of this truck, all the parts numbers and everything. Very, very handy, and you should definitely read that. Now it does come with a couple stickers in here, a few little tools, and it does have a Traxxas style loop here, and you are supposed to install this plastic piece over the loop. It tells you about that in the manual so the loop doesn't fall out, because they do hang upside down from underneath the truck. Totally enclosed in the battery tray, but it is upside down, so if you're doing a lot of big jumps with hard landings, that might come loose. Alright, so now getting back to this insanely scale, very, very, very huge truck. Basically, going over it, you have these little fire extinguishers here. You have what would be your shock reservoirs and everything. 2 actual spare tires. This thing does run 17mm hex as well, but these are 2 actual spare tires. That's pretty awesome. You have these fake little oil containers right here, just kind of adds to the scale. You have 2 driver figures inside the cockpit, you know, just adding to the scale. Everything about this thing is very, very, very scale. And look at that ridiculous amount of suspension travel. So in the front you have a independent style suspension. It does have 2 shock absorbers. One of them is threaded, so you will be able to adjust your ride height a little bit. It does have Baja style track bar, I think it's called, you know, where it's got the arm and it goes up and down with the suspension. I can't remember off the top of my head what it's called, but it is basically just a track bar. In the rear, the story is a lot of the same, except you do have a solid axle. You do have 2 shock absorbers, one of which is threaded, so you can adjust a little bit of ride height there. The shocks are aluminum body, but they are plastic capped. It does have a radial arm suspension with 2 upper links in the rear, just to kind of like keep your track of your axle so it doesn't wrap forward and or backwards and break your drive shaft. The telescoping rear drive shaft is metal. Awesomeness. And underneath here is your battery tray right here. So you just flip this little switch here and then pull it back and drop it out, and then that's where you put your battery, right here. Now it does come with a little thing inside here that tells you if you're going to run this thing in the sand to vent your tires, and it tells you how to vent your tires, which is pretty cool. These tires do feel pretty hard. I'm not sure what kind of traction they're going to get. They are pretty hard and stiff, but this thing is 13 pounds without battery, so we'll have to see how that works out. I'm just excited to get this thing out. like I said, when I saw it in my local hobby shop, I couldn't resist. I had to buy it. And with the $600 price tag, I think they're actually up to like 680 now. So with that price tag, I'm hoping this thing performs well, because I mean, it does look cool. It is big. It's probably gonna have good power, but for that price tag, you got to do a little bit more for me personally, as a hobbyist, than just looking cool. So hopefully this thing performs up to its dollar amount. I will be happy if it does so, if it doesn't have a whole bunch of breakages and everything like that. But that'll just be all part of the testing. Just little bit of things here and there. Like I said, I will give you guys all overviews. It looks solid. It looks a lot like the Baja Ray, like the setup of the chassis and everything, except it is just way, way, way overboard on how actually like scale this thing is. I mean, the rear has limiting straps, for God's sakes. I mean, how cool is that? Yeah, this thing just blew me away how scale it looks, and I can't wait to get out and test this thing. Alright everybody, so that's going to be the first look of the Traxxas UDR 1/7 scale Baja truck. If you liked this video and if it was informative for you, please hit that thumbs up. If you did not like this video, I didn't tell you what you wanted to hear, or my camera angles were off, anything you didn't like about it, let me know in the comments, and go ahead and smash that thumbs down. Other than that, please check out the description if you have time. There's a lot of cool stuff down there to help support the channel and to keep this ball rolling and keep cool stuff like this coming in. Becoming a Patreon, you know, you can buy merchandise, kind of like this Killer Off-Road Hobby shirt that I'm wearing right now, and you can get in on raffles. Alright everybody, so that's going to be it, and we'll see you on the next video. Until then, peace!